Fairbairn good with the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious from both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Newton now to throw. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A big play there on the catch and run. 46 yards. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Now a run with McCaffrey. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down. Now on 2nd and 16. Newton. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder coming up here at halftime, we'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out comes Houston. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
On 3rd down, Miller. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on 4th. They are going for it. Here's Watson. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it?
And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. Gano the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1.
It's going to be a long day.
Back to the air. Watson on 2nd down. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. The man wreaking havoc there, Gerald McCoy, the D tackle. Now it's Watson. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Carolina getting set to take the field. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get to field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Newton into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
What's up? 19! Mike 54! Mike 54! Let him know, let him know. Let him know.
After the interception, here's Watson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Go, go, go. Let him go.
To try again after the sack. Watson. And he's going to go down again. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 16. Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. The ball's out. McCaffrey lost it.
Wow, that ball was not free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
The Texans take over first and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Yo. Share. Whip. Watch the whip. Big air.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. A shotgun snap for Watson. On the right side, this is Miller. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Watson. Well, he's going to go for it all. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Back to throw, Watson. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on 4th.
Now, that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
Watson looks to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. And he will have a touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Texans draw a bit closer.
Well, this was a pass all the way, but he just kept buying time, didn't he? It was kind of like, wait. Oh, it's open. Time to hot-foot it and go. And, boy, was he successful.
Yeah, didn't go to the outside toward the pylon, just straight ahead, middle third of the field.
Shortest distance between 2 points. Straight line.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. He's got a 1st down past the 30. And now look at him go. Past the 20. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, 83 yards. And the Panthers add on to their lead. You talk about the dominating rushing performances that you and I have seen together. This has got to be right up there. His 4th touchdown run of the game and another long one to boot.
And I don't need to ask for a witness because you're right here with me. We are watching this, and we're watching such a performance that is demoralizing for anyone on defense. You know, it starts out coaches screaming, tackle him, get him. And after that last touchdown, I'll bet it's pure silence on that side of the ball.
This is it. 54. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full stop.
On 1st down, it's Watson. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Gerald McCoy bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And he will bring this down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Second down and goal. Newton, and he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop, but when it's not there, what do? He elects to try.
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
And the kicker, this has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Gano now, following the touchdown, here to kick it away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. On first down, Watson. To the right side, complete to Miller. And he's got some space here. A huge play there for Houston. 41 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do...
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. Thomas, the intended target. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. So that throw good for 4. It's second down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Throwing again on second down. Newton to the right side, and he's got more complete. Back now in Houston, it's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4. The Panthers on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. The Panthers going for it on 4th. Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. Well, we looked at each other in surprise, going for it on 4th down to the 4th quarter with a lead. But, hey, you get it as a coach. You look like a genius.
So the next time we see Coach, he's going to say, well, that's why I coach and that's why you guys talk up there, right? He had the guts to go ahead and go for it, and it paid off.
Here's Newton escaping the pressure right. And this is taken in at the 5. And finally out of bounds, just a few yards short of the goal line at the 3. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Cam Newton, a 3-yard run as he kept it himself. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Brian Burns in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight. On second and a long way to go. Watson. It got his man complete. The 20. 10. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins. 96 yards. And the Texans get a bit closer. Now Watson, he's going to lead the Texans up to go for 2. From the gun, here's Watson. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
That's it. That's it, buddy. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Here's Newton. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Whitney Merciless showing no mercy. Flies in for the sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out, you see, and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you. You change the block.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe just sitting on it, trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Ross Cockrell, and the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Now following the interception, here's Newton. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And the defense has got it. And this is recovered in the end zone for a touchdown. So the touchdown was big. This almost equally big as he'll try to get it to a 1-score game with a 2-point conversion. To throw is Watson. Dancing to his left. And he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Ready? Let's get it! Check right, check right!
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. Had the nifty footwork, but only able to get it to his own 20. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back. Tell him to take care of the ball and try and move forward.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Newton, that one good for 20 on the catch and run. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. Newton to throw. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. The Panthers on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4.
Brings up 4th down.
And Cam Newton's not coming off the field. He'll keep the offense out to go for it on 4th. Here we go on 4th. Newton. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it, because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield.
Oh, I had to get back up.